We now go to the second section, Limerick Roots. And let me begin by saying that you can say whatever you like about the Irish, but when it comes to two things, they're the best: words and death. Forget sex. We gave our best speeches from the courtroom dock and the gallows. Pick up any book of quotes, whether it's Oscar Wilde or Robert Emmet's, it's the Irish who mouth the most memorable deathbed farewells. Many years ago, Frank turned me on to a wonderful book by Irish scholar and folklorist Sean O'Sullivan entitled Irish Wake Amusements. I know it's hard to believe, but this is not a spoof or joke book, but a serious examination of the wild games and story spinning that characterized the famous Irish wake well into the 20th century. At the root of it all, writes O'Sullivan, was the ancient Celtic belief that death doesn't remove or obliterate a person's place in the community. Death merely changes it. In a real sense, I think no one ever embodied that belief better than Frank himself. What is his masterpiece, Angela's Ashes, if not the grandest wake, Irish wake, in world literature since Finnegan's? Frank didn't let the dead go. He restored the twins and his sister to life. He reasserted the bonds of family and community. He rescued the nameless dead of Limerick's lanes and alleys from oblivion. He affirmed their dignity and identity as individuals and not as mere statistics in the endless and anonymous chronicles of the poor. He did it with eloquence, penetrating wit, painful honesty, and inexhaustible tenderness. The begrudges, or more accurately, the McGrudges, those constant harpies of Irish history, accused Frank of exaggeration. But in fact, what Frank did was break the Irish law of omerta, the unwritten, it's not just an Italian law. We have an unwritten but powerful tribal prohibition against speaking all those buried, bruised, aching truths locked away in the Irish soul. What Frank did was what we Irish have long had trouble doing. He told the truth about himself, his family, his city, his country. And in so doing, he set in motion a process of truth-telling that has been magnified and amplified by the Irish government's Ryan Commission report on sexual abuse, with its soul-wrenching revelations. Maybe that report should be renamed the McCourt Report. Here to give us a taste of the Limerick roots that form Frank are renowned actors Howard Platt and Jarlath Conroy, who perform a scene from Frank and Malachy's A Couple of Blackguards. After a brief video montage prepared by Conor McCourt, we'll hear from the genuine articles, that mighty trio, the brothers McCourt, Alfie, Mike, and Malachy.
Beautiful as everybody knows, and by that city of my heart the proud old Shannon flows. It sweeps down by that brave old town as pure in depth and tone as when Sarsfield swept the Saxons from the walls of Garryowen.
Frank, Malachy, and your noble selves. I'm from Limerick.
So am I.
Limerick is the oldest city in Ireland, second oldest in the British Isles. It sits where the River Shannon swings to the right and emigrates to America for itself.
Limerick is a very ancient city, castles, walls, crumbling ruins. It's so historic. The favorite word of the Limerick man is was.
And the women of Limerick, oh, the women. Is there anyone in the civilized world who hasn't heard of their beauty, their piety, and the ferocity of their chastity? The favorite word of the Limerick woman is no.
City of churches and beautiful spires.
City of pubs and lowly desires.
City of gossips and way to be told.
City of youth to grow old.
Society City, home of the snob.
Show me your penny before you hobnob.
Oh, do have a coffee.
Do have a bath.
Do what the others do,
Cause it is done.
Limerick is a handsome city, broad streets flanked by elegant Georgian houses. Now, we did not live in an elegant Georgian house. We lived in a lane, where 10 feet from our kitchen, a slimy gutter oozed down the middle.
It's a great misfortune to live in a Limerick lane. In the grand scheme of things, the lane is barely above the poorhouse. For if you live in a lane,
You're poor.
you live on bread and tea.
You have a flat accent.
You wipe your snotty nose on your sleeve.
Your arse hangs out through the holes in your trousers.
Your mother patches the holes.
And she patches the patches.
Till you're wearing nothing but patches.
If you live long enough, you leave school at the age of 13 and get a job as a messenger boy.
But your great dream is to get out of the lane altogether. And you might someday, because your mother has a cousin in a place called Brooklyn.
Desperate suffering we had.
Classic, I'd say.
We tried to forget, haven't we? We tried
Religion,
education,
immigration,
assimilation,
sophistication,
masturbation.
fornication,
But it all comes back to Limerick.
and the father.
Oh, the father. Now, he come from the north of Ireland, so he did. And he sang, so he did.
And he got the Irish divorce, so he did.
What's the Irish divorce, Frank?
He disappeared, so he did.
And there we were, poverty-stricken, destitute. The mother not knowing which way to turn. Ah, the mother.
Sure, I love the dear silver that shines in your hair, and the brow that's all furrowed and wrinkled with care. I kiss the dear fingers so toil-worn for me. Oh, God bless you and keep you, Mother McCree.
Mother McCree, my arse.
Mother Church.
Mother Ireland.
Like all Irishmen, we were trapped in a trinity of maternities.
Oh, the miserable childhood.
Oh, the sorrow and the suffering.
Then not to mention the suffering and the sorrow.
With all our suffering and all our sorrow, we had a consolation. The one holy Roman Catholic and Apostolic Church.
And weren't we lucky to live in the holiest city in Ireland?
Weren't we fortunate? We were never far from a church and the sound of the bells. The Angelus, morning, noon, and night. Mass at dawn, benediction at dusk. Novenas, retreats, and the Stations of the Cross.
And the parish bells, byong, 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 byong.
The convent bells, ding, 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 ding.
The Protestant bells, oh, I say there, bong.
And the bells of the great priestly orders, the Augustinians,
Bong, bong.
the Dominicans,
Bong, bong.
the Franciscans,
Bong, bong.
the Jesuits, bong! Above all, the Redemptorists. Bong, 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 bong. Bells with balls. I am a little Catholic, I love my holy faith, and I will be true till the day I die or go straight down to hell. It wasn't easy becoming a little Catholic. Before our first communion, we had to memorize the whole catechism, all the questions and all the answers. And they were drilled into us by that schoolmaster, Mr. Glynn.
McCourt, who made the world?
God.
God, what?
God, sir.
And who is God?
God is the creator and sovereign Lord of heaven and earth and of all things, sir.
And why did God make the world?
God made the world so we'd all have something to stand on, sir.
Now, there's something very strange about a boy who'll give an answer like that, isn't there, boys?
There is, sir. I know the 7 deadly sins, sir.
Oh, you do you? What is the first deadly sin?
The pride, sir.
Ah, yes, the pride. Now, if I catch a glimpse of the pride in this class, out comes the stick, and there will be a smiting. What will there be, boys?
A smiting, sir.
And what is the next deadly sin?
The greed, sir.
Ah, the greed. Now, there's a head swollen with the greed. There's a head that'll wind up with a hangman's knot at the end of a rope, the eyes bulging, the tongue dangling. And what is the next deadly sin?
The lust, sir.
Ah, the lust. Well, we won't dawdle over that one, will we?